Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
This is bad. Like, this is really, really bad. I had so much anxiety going through it. I was shaky. I just wanted to go inside my building.
A viral tweet is alarming some women in the Valley because it claims an FM sex trafficking ring is posing as a church. It's not the first time a scare like this has hit social media feeds in the area. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley did some digging to find out just how credible these sex trafficking claims are.
Just like, you never know who's actually wanting to talk to you about this and who's just using that as an excuse to get women to go with them.
She was coming home from a run Sunday evening.
They just stopped right in front of me and they were asking if I knew about God the Mother. And immediately, before they even approached me, I knew I didn't have a good feeling about it.
Saying the two older women wanted to talk with her about the Bible, but Mendoza says her gut told her otherwise.
If they would have approached me with a Bible or some sort of flyer to back up that they're actually wanting to have a conversation about this, I would have believed them.
Feeling trapped and uncomfortable, the women then asked if Mendoza wanted to come with them to Bible study.
That was just a red flag immediately. Why would you want me to leave right away? You don't even know who I am. You didn't even ask for my name right away. I don't know.
Mendoza says that eerie feeling only got worse once she got inside.
I Googled God the Mother, and the first 3 articles immediately said it's a sex trafficking mission.
But I did some digging and found there's no connection to sex trafficking. The women outside Mendoza's apartment belong to the local Church of God ministry and have been seen several places throughout the valley wanting to share their message and gain new followers.
It didn't feel right. It was just very unprofessional, I feel, if you're actually going to talk about God.
Adding she thinks the women should change their preaching practices so something like this doesn't happen again. In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Officials from the Church of God did not have any comment today. If you're still concerned about the possibility of traffickers, the local Human Trafficking Task Force advises you to keep your eyes out for the following. The boyfriend perpetrator is one who tries to lure in young and vulnerable girls, promising gifts and money. Always make sure you're with someone, especially if you're intoxicated. And watch out for job offers that seem too good to be true. NDSU police are investigating after a student was found dead in a residence hall on campus this afternoon. Police say the body was found in Churchill Hall. They add foul play is not suspected and there's no threat to the public. Anyone affected by this is encouraged to contact the NDSU Counseling Center for support. Not a lot to worry about today. We've been quiet and dry, and that's a pattern we like. Justin, how's this evening looking?
This evening also looking quiet and dry, but seasonably cool. Temperatures falling back into the lower 30s in the next few hours. We will see mostly sunny skies turn partly cloudy. Now going into this evening, we're going to fall back through the upper 20s into the mid 20s by say around the 9-10 p.m. hour, as we'll see a slight increase in the clouds. Our current high temperature right now in Fargo at 34 degrees, warmer south and east, and even cooler off to the north and to the west, with winds light and variable as we stay dry. Once again, no rain or snow showers on this map, and that is going to be the story through most of the next week. We'll have the full 7-day forecast. That's coming up a little later on in the newscast.
All right, thanks, Justin. A man accused of selling drugs across multiple states and causing the death of a North Dakota man is facing federal charges. 43-year-old Robert Stiles, also known as Tink, is accused of selling heroin, fentanyl, and acetylfentanyl in multiple states, including North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota. The indictment says Stiles is accused of selling drugs resulting in the death of a Wahpeton man on November 14th. Stiles is charged with conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute and distribution of controlled substances resulting in death, along with aiding and abetting. His 3-day trial is set for May 7th in Fargo. Stiles is being held at the Cass County Jail. Authorities in Crookston, Minnesota are asking for your help finding the culprit involved in a residential burglary. Police responded to a burglary report about 4:45 Friday evening. They say someone entered the home on Friday between the hours of 10:15 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. through a window and stole a black safe. Inside that safe, a substantial amount of money, gold bracelets, necklaces, and rings, as well as other items. If you have any information involving this crime, you can call Crookston Police at 218-281-3111. One child is said to be brain dead, and his younger brother is fighting for his life following an accident over the weekend on University Drive in Fargo. Fargo police, in a Facebook post, say that officers arrived on scene shortly after 7:30 Saturday night and found 5-year-old Brandon Devine already removed from the vehicle by bystanders. Nearby nursing home staff were performing CPR on him. His older brother, 7-year-old Jason Devine, was trapped in the back seat and freed by Fargo Fire. The boy's father, 31-year-old Christopher Devine of Fargo, is now charged with driving under the influence. He, along with front seat passenger, 22-year-old Jacob Larson of Moorhead, were also removed from the vehicle and taken to a local hospital. The boy's mother confirmed with Valley News Live what is found on a GoFundMe page, that the older brother, Jason, is brain dead and the younger boy, Brandon, is still fighting for his life. Stores will soon be able to open whenever they choose on Sunday mornings. Governor Doug Burgum has signed a repeal of North Dakota's blue laws. The new rules take effect August 1st. The North Dakota Senate has rejected adding edibles as a legal form of medical marijuana. Today's Senate vote was 28-17 in favor, but needed 31 votes to pass. The bill's conditions say that edibles couldn't be in a form that could target children, but some lawmakers were still concerned. Advocates say edibles have advantages for some patients who use medical marijuana, and the expansion is supported by the state health department. North Dakota's approved medical marijuana forms are dried leaves and flowers, concentrates, liquid extracts, capsules, topicals, and transdermal patches. Minnesota is one major step closer to banning the use of handheld cell phones while driving, after the Senate passed a hands-free bill this afternoon. It passed after 3 hours of debate, virtually guaranteeing some kind of distracted driving measure becoming Minnesota law. Penalties for violating the proposed law would include fines similar to those of a traffic ticket. The Senate passed an amendment allowing a cell phone to be tucked into a hijab, the head scarf worn by many Muslim women. The bill is now headed to a conference committee. Clay County declared a state of emergency today ahead of any flooding this year. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was there for the declaration and says flood mitigation in the state, as well as flood preparations, will continue to help save lives and property. Walz says the Midwest has gotten better at preparing for a catastrophic flood.
I don't think it can be overstated how critically important since 2009 the flood mitigation that this community has invested, along with the partners in the state, county, to mitigate some of these problems.
The city of Moorhead has a goal of 150,000 sandbags this year. For information on volunteering, head to our website and click on this story. Fargo